So today we're in Blackpool, a place visited by thousands of tourists each year and known globally as an entertainment mecca. Today the resort faces homelessness and social problems, and when the bank holiday tourists depart, the issues become even more pronounced, revealing the underlying struggles of the local community that are often masked by the temporary influx of visitors. But it wasn't always like this. During the 18th and 19th century, Blackpool's boom was the Industrial Revolution, and the introduction of the railways meant that workers flocked to the seaside resort from the cotton mills of Lancashire and neighbouring Yorkshire. Workers could enjoy weeks. This was when cotton mills shut down completely, allowing workers to take a week or fortnight's unpaid holiday during the summer. Each industrial town in England and Scotland took their holidays at different times. During this time, workers rushed to the seaside because of its perceived health benefits and clearer air. The sudden rise in population meant the town needed accommodation, and fast. Hotels and guest houses popped up in nearly every street, and reminders of Blackpool's past can be seen today. But the boom wasn't to last. In the 70s, over 80% of us were still holidaying at home. But the rise in low-cost holidays meant that places like Benidorm, Spain's Costas and far-flung destinations were within easy reach. When you venture beyond the bright lights of the promenade, there are high levels of deprivation and poverty here in Blackpool. We're walking from the North Pier to the South Shore this morning. It's sad looking at the buildings and imagining going back 100 years to uncover the stories. It's almost like it's not just the buildings that have been forgotten about and left to fester, but the people too. I can't quite believe in 2017 Blackpool was crowned B&B capital of the UK. This seaside resort had the highest number of B&Bs in the UK, nearly 900. Fast forward to 2024, many of those family-run businesses have closed, possibly due to the next generation of family members not wanting to carry on the business, because they've seen a change in people's holidaying habits, or COVID and the cost of living crisis we're constantly hearing about. Before we get comments saying leave Blackpool alone or don't go there if you're going to slag off the resort, we love Blackpool and that's why we come here. It has got so much history and potential. Blackpool means something to everyone. I think in the past 4 to 5 years things have changed rapidly. The rise of Airbnbs has made it harder for traditional bed and breakfasts to remain both profitable and competitively priced. And then came COVID. These days, those classic bed and breakfasts are seemingly destined for the history books. Sad to see this town's once proud hotels are boarded up, as a sad reminder of its faded glory days. If anyone knows the history behind the buildings or guest houses we're featuring in this video, be sure to leave us a comment and let us know what happened to these B&Bs. This is an iconic Victorian building here in Blackpool, the Imperial Hotel. You've got views over the Irish Sea. In the past, the hotel has welcomed royalty, politicians, statesmen and stars of both the stage and screen. Blackpool was built on B&Bs and small hotels. It offered second-to-none accommodation for everyone who visited and still does offer some great properties. What I've noticed is a lot of the big brands and chain hotels have moved in. Premier Inn, Hampton by Hilton and the newly opened Holiday Inn. But what are the local council doing to promote family-run bed and breakfasts? If you wanted to stay here in Blackpool, but wanted your meals, drinks and entertainment taken care of, the Park House Hotel might be an option for you. In a future video, we'll be checking out a B&B here in Blackpool. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell to be notified of when we upload future videos. Guys, we've got lots of videos planned for you for the rest of 2024. So thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. Whether you like our videos, comment or subscribe, you're helping us bring you more and better content. It's almost symbolic when a B&B or guest house closes down for good that the proprietor turns to the sign to say no vacancies, symbolising that the place will no longer be available for guests, marking the end of an era, almost out of respect for the building. Everywhere I look, there's boarded up properties, large guest houses. It tells me Britain doesn't have a housing crisis, it has a policy crisis. Could the local council or non-profit develop these large empty properties into social housing for young families? A national charity, Action on Empty Houses, found more than 1,000 long-term empty homes in Blackpool. It's all a far cry from the town's glory days in the first half of the 20th century, when it thrived as the resort of choice for the industrial workers of the north. Just off the South Promenade, this shop looks in a really bad state. It's probably been closed for the past 20 years. I imagine it would have been a newsagent's selling wee knickknacks, toys, jokes and cold drinks. A popular holiday destination, Blackpool streets are filled with B&Bs, hotels and apartments. Some come and go, whilst others remain in the town for a number of years. Some, like the New Lord's Hotel, seemingly disappear without a trace. Sunday roast for £6.50. That just goes to show how much prices have gone up since this hotel was closed. B&B and guest houses are a Blackpool institution. The first boarding house was alleged to have been opened in 1760 by Mrs. Whiteside. I wonder what Mrs. Whiteside would think of the accommodation today. In the comment section, would love for you to share your memories of Blackpool. Did you visit the resort as a child? Some might say Blackpool's still fun for a day out, and it is cool seeing all the old piers and buildings, but not really the type of place for a holiday anymore. What do you think? Do you agree? Let us know in the comment section below and share your opinions. Blackpool enjoyed its heyday in the early 20th century, but it never recovered from the introduction of cheaper air travel in the 60s. I remember seeing the old black and white newsreels where thousands cram onto the beaches on August Bank Holiday in the 30s. Blackpool was once the resort of choice for the North's industrial workers. Thank you to everyone who has joined Walk with Neve memberships. We'll post the link in the comments below so you can find out what it's all about. Memberships is a feature on YouTube that allows subscribers to not only support their favourite creators, but also gain better access to them as well as exciting perks. So check that out if you're not already a member. It does feel like there's a lot of renovations going on, but as Blackpool's residential population ages, I can't help but think what the resort will look like in 5 years, 10 years, and even 30 years. And what's stopping people from coming back to Blackpool in their thousands, just like the bygone years? This seaside resort would have been given a new lease of life. Is it that accommodation is so overpriced today, people just visit for the day? The British weather or rigid rules? Let us know in the comments your thoughts on what you love about British seaside resorts, and we'll see you next time.